Hello, Scorpio. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Star Tarot by Kathy McLeland. Website at the top here. Feel free to freeze frame if you want to check that out. KathyMcLeland.com. Supportive Oracle cards. Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Websites are here in the book. They're all Hay House websites right there. Feel free to freeze frame if you want that information. Also, there's the Hay House radio here on the back, along with Sandra's picture if you're interested. Okay, what do we have for Scorpio? Hold to your own. Hold. A lot of earth coming in for you. Yep, more earth. More earth. Okay. Yeah. Other people want to change things. I don't think that's right for you right now. Hold to what you want. Scorpio, when you want to change something, you change things when you want to change things. I don't see it as hard for Scorpio to make change. I could be wrong, but it seems like when you've decided it needs to happen, there you go, it's done. You also seem to flow well with change. It seems to be the thing. I could be wrong, but it's just kind of like, not always, but you're more likely to get on board with it and move on rather than try to hold something where it doesn't really fit or it just seems like it's spent its time, it's done. Hold to what you already want. There's something here where somebody else wants to change something. I'm trying to get like a little bit better picture of what's going on with this. Like why? I know that they're feeling like they lack. Ten of Swords and the Hierophant. See, somebody else here is trying to change something. But I feel like the failure is all around them. We don't want to join them in their failure. They feel like they lack and they want to change things and they're devastated about this but they keep failing. There's something about this repetitively failing energy. There's somebody here who's failing and failing and failing, and even when they get caught up with successful people, they seem to still fail. They just fail. I don't know. I just, the fact that I keep wanting to say that word is driving me nuts. It's like, is that their life theme? Fail? I don't think that's a life theme. I think loser is, though, which is the same thing, but very close to it. Like, not in like a slam way, but that's like a life theme where somebody just constantly just fails, and they learn a lot. There's a lot of spiritual growth with that, but it sounds like a rough one. Yeah, something isn't right. And this is somebody who always walks away. When the going gets tough, they walk away. Stick to what you want, because something is unstable with this change. It just feels like it's destined to not work, and it's also kind of whoever this is, they just keep changing. That might be a secret to why they keep failing. Either they stick with the wrong stuff, or it starts going well, and then they think they can make it go better, and they keep changing it, and then they fail again. It's not good. The energy here is more dark. I keep looking at this card, and I've never really noticed it. But it's not a yin-yang in the middle, right? It's not, but it kind of is giving me a yin-yang feel. The dark energy around the star here is really prominent to me, of somebody being very used to screwing things up to the point where if things start going right, it feels wrong for them, and they self-sabotage. This might be a person who self-sabotages. Every time something goes right, they seem to screw it up. They can't stick with it. Something about it makes them feel uncomfortable. And if it starts going right, the energy goes, I don't know what to tell you with that. I feel like the overall energy here is saying, you can talk about options with them, but send them on their way to do their own options. Talk with this person, say, oh, that sounds like a good idea. This sounds like a good idea. You go ahead and do that. Let me know how it works out. And that's where we'll leave it. The challenge is to keep it in thought and not to make it action. That's the ironic thing about this 7 where it's popping up, is to move on dreams that are ill-fated, for one, lacking foundation. Especially because Scorpio can make the impossible happen. It just seems like y'all are that one too. And making somebody else's wishes happen and then they abandon them, if you didn't want it to begin with, like, it's going to be wasted effort. It's just, I don't know. I feel like if you didn't really want it to begin with, you could end up stuck with something that you really didn't want. I'm a dog lover, but I'm going to say this. Even though I'm a dog lover, this is like somebody else getting a dog. You agree to take care of it half the time, and then they don't want the dog anymore, so you end up keeping the dog that you never really wanted to begin with. I love dogs, though. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world. But still, if you don't really want one, now your life has changed. Now you're responsible for an animal that you didn't want to begin with, which is not the best idea. But you know what I'm saying? I hope that makes... I hope it makes sense what I'm saying there. Because I feel like you might get roped into something that you really don't want. And I'm getting, like, the Fool here with the... this is not good. You'd think this would be good. This is not good. This person is destined to move on. Whatever it is with the current situation, it's not going to go quite the way they want it to. It's kind of like they get that dog, for example, and then they decide, oh, it's too much effort. The dog really doesn't care for them, because animals are just like people. Just because you like them doesn't mean they're going to like you. You know, dog doesn't like them, blah, 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 blah. So they move. They're destined to move on from this. Even though I keep getting a fail energy with whoever this is, I don't see them acknowledging what's going wrong there. I see them moving on. I see them going to the next situation. This didn't work out the way I wanted to. Oh, other people I can hang out with, I'm going to go hang out with them. I don't know if I'd say they were ditching you as just kind of leaving you with the responsibility, still connected with you, but leaving you with the majority of the responsibility for whatever this is. I am definitely getting used. But the thing is, whatever it is, this is also, I think, why I'm using the dog analogy. Because, like, even for me, say, if somebody was living at my house, and they had an animal, they got a dog, they asked me if that was okay, and then they decided they didn't want the dog, so they're like, well, I'm either going to, take the dog back to the shelter, or you can have it. I would keep the dog. I know I would. Because it would bother me. Once I like an animal, it's just how it is. So I'm getting this analogy for you too. You won't let go. Could you? Obviously, you could. But I feel like I'm Pisces, you're Scorpio, which are different, yes, but we're both water signs. And when you emotionally attach to something, it doesn't have to be you. I'm just giving the dog analogy for a reason. I think you're following me, though. I think you're all getting it, what I'm telling you. Like, once your heart's in it and you're like, well, I don't feel right letting it go, there you go. There you go. I feel like for the most of you, that's going to make sense for it. I'm like, let me just roll the dice on it, because I feel like that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean? If your heart feels like, well, I got to do the right thing, and this is the right thing to do to hold on, that's what you'll do. It depends on the reason, but yeah, you get into this real fast, and then you got the Lover's card. The Lover's card. Yeah, it's about being... No. Oh. So, okay, we're going to use the dog analogy again, because I saw it a little differently, because I thought, well, if you love it, what does it matter? It's kind of like me. Alright, so it's like with this cat. This is why I have this cat. The cat loved me from day one. He loved me from day one. I really am not the biggest cat person, in all honesty. I love animals. I'm typically a dog person with a cat. He loved me from day one. And even though I didn't really want him the way I got him, I couldn't leave him there. I couldn't do it because I knew he loved me and I felt guilty. And, how many years later is it? 5 years later, there's my crazy cat. And I love him. I love him to bits, don't get me wrong. But this is how it happened. That's how I ended up with a cat. That's honestly how and it might be the same thing. I feel like this isn't going to make sense for somebody. You're totally going to get what I'm telling you. So don't even go. It's kind of like if I wasn't hanging out with the person I was hanging with at the time, he wouldn't be here. I'd also feel bad about that because I really love my cat. But I'm just saying, you get the point. I like how they brought that forward. That was funny. It's kind of like, because that's how I ended with him. He was just all about me. He kept running to me. He was looking to me to protect him from things. Well, I can't just leave him there, now can I? At least I couldn't. I'm a Pisces, so I'm a big mush ball if you really push it. Well, for certain people, unless I don't like you. That's a whole other story. Anything else? All right. I feel like they're just giving you a heads up. Before you get involved in something that you really don't want, you don't have to get involved with it. So, heads up. Heads up. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. I hope that helps. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com, james4astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.